Well, great day to everyone. Welcome to a Time Out with Coach Hill. You know my drill. I'm thrilled, excited, delighted, and always honored that you would take a few minutes out of your busy day to check in to see what old coach is talking about. And today I want to let you know that ignorance isn't bad, but it is dangerous. Let me repeat that. Ignorance isn't bad, but it is dangerous. We've all heard it said, and I believe it to be true to an extent, that what you don't know can't hurt you. And that's true. There are certain things, if you don't know, they will not be able to hurt you. You know, I don't know everything. I don't know everything about medicine. I don't know everything about currency. I don't know everything about everything. It's nothing nobody does, right? But I do know this. There's some things that we do need to get wise about. Some things that we do need to actually focus on. Thank you, Carmen, for checking in. Go ahead and share this with your friends and your family. I want to welcome everybody. You know how I go. Your friends, your family, even your enemies, they become your frenemies. Go ahead and invite them to watch these broadcasts. You can go back. I've been doing these broadcasts now for about 2 weeks now. I said I want to get this information out there so that people who don't know can't use that as an excuse. You know now. You know what you're doing. But let me get back to my subject, because I'm not going to be on here long today. Ignorance is not bad, but it is dangerous. Now, the word ignorance simply means you don't know. You don't know. Like I just told you a few minutes ago, I'm ignorant about a lot of things. But one thing I did find out about many, many years ago is that in order to take your life to another level, you have to become aware. You have to become aware. You have to know what's going on. And you have to be able to ask yourself this question: am I getting the results that I want out of life? And if not, what knowledge, what wisdom do I need to acquire so that I can get to where I want to go? I have to become aware of what my deficiencies are. I have to become aware of where I'm lacking. And if it's financially that you want to actually do better, then I strongly recommend you get around some people that have progressed a little bit further than you and can actually pass along what they've learned. So ignorance is, like I said, it's not bad, but it can be dangerous, especially if you have higher goals that you want to achieve in life. So let me ask you this question. What does Walmart, Apple, and UPS all have in common? Anybody? Walmart, Apple, and UPS. What do those three companies have in common? Well, let me go ahead and give you the answer. They all have been able to actually grow their business, and the reason why they were able to grow their business is because they implemented a system. We talked about system when we were talking about the E quadrant, should I say. We talked about that when we first got started and what the educational system actually produced, what the outcome of that system produced. Well, those three companies that I just told you about, Walmart, Apple, and UPS, they implemented some systems that allowed them to replicate the success that they were already having. They were able to actually use those systems in order to actually grow to scale that business. So Walmart started small, and because of the system, it was able to go global. Same thing with Apple, the exact same thing with UPS. So if you're going to actually become financially independent, if you're going to actually take your life to another level, you need to either create a system, okay? You need to be able to create a system, or you need to actually join with something or someone that has already created a system. See, because you don't know shouldn't stop you. What you do need to know, if I don't know, then I need to find someone who does know, someone who is already achieving certain levels of success. This just makes sense. I want to kind of like help you guys with something. Most people think success is a mystery because they refuse to study their history. I'll say that again. Most people think success is a mystery because they refuse to study history. I'm not just talking about history of these big companies like Walmart, Apple, or whatnot. What about the history of the people maybe that you're close to that have had ultra success? How did they obtain that success? What was it that they did in order to actually go from zero status to hero status? From the guttermost to the uttermost to the penthouse from the outhouse. How did they do it? And if you sit back and you observe, you'll be able to actually see the points that connected the dots that got them where they wanted to go. There's been several men that have come into my life. Some, and most of them, to be honest with you, are younger than me. But I'm able to actually look at their lives and I can see, oh, this is what they did. This is what they actually did in order to get to where they wanted to go. What type of systems that they put in place? What type of thinking that they actually adapt? What type of philosophies that they adapt for themselves and then go out there and apply? And I'm here to tell you, for the most part, they learned a few things. One, work a system or create a system. Next thing that they learn is that I must find a way to actually get leverage. I must find a way to do what J. Paul Getty said. J. Paul Getty said, I much rather have 1%, okay? 1% of 100 people's efforts rather than 100% of my own. Now let that sink in for a minute. They've learned to actually implement a philosophy, if you would. They were able to implement OPE, other people's efforts. So they were able to replicate and duplicate what that system was showing them or that they created in other people. And I venture to say you can always have success in the job market, working for someone else as an employee. You can always have success as in the S market when you're working for yourself. But if you want to get to that upper echelon of success, I strongly recommend, you know my saying, I highly suggest that you find a way to either create a system or find a system that uses leverage. Because once you've done that, you'll find yourself in the B quadrant. Not that you have all 100 people or whatnot, but you'll learn how to take one and turn it into 10, take 10 and turn it into 20, 20 into 100, 100 into 1,000, into tens of thousands. Now, the first way I learned how to do that was in network marketing. But I've been able to also now start to implement that in other types of businesses that I run. So my suggestion to you is to get with people that have your answers and stay away from people who have your problems. Everybody, you can always find someone that can tell you why something won't work, or how it didn't work before, or how it's too risky. You can always find those people anywhere. But you really, really got to make up your mind that I'm going to start finding some people who have my solution to my problem, not the problem in and of itself. So again, find that. Whatever you have to do, find that. Don't stay in the dark, come into the light. Find people who are already in the light, and that's how you get out of the darkness. So like I said, this wasn't going to be a long time out with Coach. I was just out. It's so pretty out here. And I said, you know what, let me go ahead and do my broadcast today. People who really want to get the information, they watch it on the rebroadcast. People who don't care, that's all right. Guess what? Somebody's life changes if it's no more than just my own. Because anytime you speak something, you say something, like I said, it first has to be thought, then it has to be brought out, and then it reinforces in here. And that's half of the battle when it comes down to success. So I'll see you guys on the next time out with Coach Hill. Have a wonderful, blessed day. I love you all. Bye.